Hello students, I welcome you all to today's session. I hope all of you are doing perfect at your places. Today's topic is finite and non-finite verbs. So finite and non-finite verbs. Read these sentences carefully and note the highlighted verbs. Veena likes to watch the butterflies in the garden. Veena and her sister like to watch the butterflies in the garden. In the first sentences, the verb likes is singular. It agrees with the number and person of the subject, Veena. In these sentences, the verb likes changes to like as it has to agree with the number and person of the subject, Veena, and a sister and is therefore plural. The verb to watch is the same in both the sentences. It remains the same as it does not have to undergo and change to agree with the number and person of the subject. Verbs that do not change even if the subject changes in number and or a person are called non-finite verbs. Verbs which change to agree with the number and or a person of the subject are called finite verbs. There are three kinds of non-finite verbs. They are infinitives, gerunds and participles. तो ये आपके finite verbs के तीन types हैं. So now let's begin with infinites. Read these sentences and note the highlighted words. He wants to continue working. To make excuses is easy. The highlighted words are called infinitives, and infinitive is a non-finite verbal noun which can function like a noun, the object of a transitive verbs or the complement. The infinitive can function as the subject of a verb. Example, to scream is ill-mannered. To scream is the subject of the verb is. The infinitive can sometimes function as the object of a verb in a sentence. For example, Karina likes to sing. To sing is the object of the verb likes. Infinitives can be used with or without to. The infinitives which are used with or to are called to infinitives. The infinitives which do not take to care called bare infinitives. तो आपके अलग अलग infinitives होते हैं. For example, यहाँ पे Karina likes to sing लिखा है. Like का object है sing. The verbs which do not take to or let, make, bid, see, hear, know and dare. We use to or after the verb dare when it means a challenge. Replacing infinitive as subject with it. Read this sentence. To plant a tree on your birthday is a good practice. This sentence can be rewritten as it is good practice to plant a tree on your birthday. We often use it as the introductory subject in a sentence to replace the infinitive functioning as the subject. To. Read these pairs of sentences and note how each pair can be combined into one sentence. The boy was tired, he could not walk further. The boy is too tired to walk farther. It was very cold, I could not go out. It was too cold for me to go out. You find that each pair of sentences is combined by using to and the infinitive. We often use to and the infinitive to join sentences. तो to और आपका use किया जाता है दो infinitive sentences को combine करने के लिए. Now enough plus the infinitive. Read each pair of sentences and learn how they can be combined into one sentence. Vipin is not strong, he can lift the heavy box. Vipin is not strong enough to lift the heavy box. The policeman was not quick, he could not catch the thief. The policeman was not quick enough to catch the thief. Each pair of sentences is combined using enough and the to infinitive. तो यहाँ पर भी आप देखिए enough use किया गया है, the use किया गया है दो infinitive sentences को combine करने के लिए. Now we have another category which is gerunds. Read the sentence and note the colored word. Skipping is a beneficial exercise. The colored word is gerund. A gerund is a verb from ending with ing that functions as a noun. Example, painting is an enjoyable hobby. In this sentence, the ing form of the verb paint is gerund. Painting functions as noun. The gerund can function as the subject of a verb. Example, eating a balanced diet keeps you healthy. The gerund can function as the object of a verb. For example, Nina enjoys cooking. The gerund can function as the object of a preposition. For example, Nima is very good at sculpting. The gerund can also function as the complement of a verb. For example, what my grandmother like is gardening. The third kind is participles. A participle does the work of a verb as well as an adjective. The present participle is formed by adding ing to the verb. Swimming against the tide, Param was soon tired. Arriving late, we found that there was no seat for us. He went out to play because it was a pleasant day. It being a pleasant day, he went out to play. Here we use it or the sentence would read, being a pleasant day, he went out to play. It appears as if the man was a pleasantly. The participle is generally used to join an introductory statement to the principal statement. I found Veena. Veena was waiting for a bus. I found Veena waiting for a bus. I saw Faiz. He was reading a book. I saw Faiz reading a book. A clause introduced by may be replaced by, on, and a participle. When we saw a restaurant, we decided to have coffee. On seeing a restaurant, we decided to have coffee. Past participles end in ed, en, d, t or n. Asked, eaten, saved, dealt, seen. तो जितने participles आप देखोगे उसमें आपको ending में ed, en, d, t या फिर n दिखाई देगा. Now the if clause. A group of words which forms a part of a sentence and contains a subject and a predicate is called a clause. Clauses are divided again into two classes. Principal clause and subordinate clause. A clause which makes complete sense independently and stands by itself is called the principal clause. For example, I received an email and replied to it. So the principal clause is I received an email independent of, irrespective of the subordinate coordinate, and then you have the pronoun is implied. A clause which depends on another clause for its meanings is called a subordinate clause or conditional clause. Like you are not allowed to enter unless you show me your identity. So you show me your identity, जो ये unless conjunction के बाद का clause है, it is the subordinate clause. Then again you have a principal clause. You are eligible for this post if you are a postgraduate, the subordinate clause. Thus, the if clause is a conditional clause and its presence in a sentence shows that it is a conditional sentence. There are three types of conditions: open, imaginary and rejected. Conditions that may or may not be fulfilled in the future are called open or probable conditions. If Meena comes, I will call you. Conditions that cannot be fulfilled and are not possible are called imaginary or impossible conditions. If I were lost in the moon, I would switch on the sun. Conditions that might have been fulfilled but are not are called rejected conditions. If I had the money, I would have bought you a bike. Now let's check yourself. Underline the verbs in these sentences. Identify them as finite or non-finite and write in the blanks. Mrs. Smith gave piano lessons to Shreya and Mukul. So यहाँ पे आपको lessons दिए जा रहे हैं. It is a verb which is a finite verb. Combine these sentences using infinitives, make necessary changes. For example, the instructions in the recipe are easy. I can follow them. So the instructions in the recipe are easy to follow. Fill in the blanks with gerunds from the box. Aman, I am most irritated by your habit of snoring. Rewrite these sentences using participles. Make the necessary changes. A stone that rolls gathers no mouse. A rolling stone gathers no mouse. Rewrite these sentences using it as introductory subject. One has been done for you. To exercise daily is healthy. It is healthy to exercise daily. Rewrite these sentences using infinitives. One has been done for you. Rita could not find suitable shoes which she could wear for the match. Rita could not find suitable shoes to wear for the match. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verbs. Finite and infinite in brackets. One has been done for you. We eat fresh fruits and vegetables to stay fit and healthy. Underline the finite verbs and circle a non-finite verb in the sentences, and one again has been done for you. The teacher asked, ये जो asked है, it is a finite verb, and to complete is a infinite verb. Combine each pair of the sentences using to plus the infinitive. One has been done for you. The frame was very heavy. We could not carry it. The frame was too heavy for us to carry it. Now the fun zone. Tell your partner what you did last evening after school. Write a paragraph of 5 sentences and read it out. Each sentence must contain a participle. You may begin like this: after being dropped by the school bus and so on. ये आपको खुद से ही करना है. Take a partner और दोनों डिस्कस करेंगे. पहले लिखेंगे 5 sentences जो आपने कल घर पे जाने के बाद किया. Now fill in the blanks with the suitable infinitives. Choose verbs from the box to form infinitives. Ramit, mother, I am going to join the English club. Mother, do you want dash your speaking skills? Do you want to improve your speaking skills? So students, likewise आपको सारे के questions करने हैं. So just go through this entire chapter thoroughly. Rest of the exercise questions, please do it yourself.